Today, we're all having a flippin' good time at the Speedway track surrounded by water, while also experiencing a racing class you rarely see at the track. Yes, welcome back to Dirt Diaries, the channel where we visit Speedway tracks and get dusty. We're back on the road, driving across the South Island to visit Greenstone Park Speedway in Greymouth. But first, as always, there's time for a cheeky pie stop. Then it was back in the car for a quick visit to Springfield, before spotting a few obscure British football stickers and taking in the sights. Arthur's Pass truly is stunning, you can see why tourists love it. We crossed numerous one-way bridges and soon saw the first signpost for this afternoon's location. After arriving, it was a quick kia ora to the Squirtle Squad and a look at the Grey River, which today looked fairly blue if you ask me. An appetite was worked up, so it was across the road to Spate's Alehouse for taco and chips. Before crossing the bridge to Cobden, where we soon found ourselves passing the pit entrance. There was no parking up outside today, as this place offers you the chance to drive in and pull up trackside. Today's ticket price is $20. The first thing that strikes you about this place is the views, and that's not just of the track, but the beach across the road. With no cars yet on track, we watch the surfers catch some waves. Since the sprint cars pulled out midweek, it was the quarter midgets headlining, and here's a list of the drivers competing today. A quick look at the place from the back straight, then it was time to take a lap around the place and head for the pits. This flag marshal was getting in early at the ice cream van, and a coffee cart was setting up behind him. We had a quick snoop around the club rooms before heading down and getting a close look at the tow trucks and seeing the drivers and crew members get their cars set up for racing. Back to our seats, and the back straight was starting to fill up with vehicles parked along the top. And then it was on to the first races of the night, with the production saloons and TQs first out of the pit gate. There was a big field of quarter midgets racing, with drivers from Nelson and Christchurch making the journey. It didn't take long for a tangle up, with one car bouncing up and over on the first corner of the race. It was all clean after that, and we decided to take a walk, settling on a spot with a nice view of a road cone, filling a hole on turn 3 and 4. Then it was time for the speedway carts, something I've never seen race before. These guys go full pout, and it wouldn't surprise me if a chiropractor visit was needed afterwards. A decent field of stock cars came out to do their thing, and between races I couldn't help but admire this location. The cool thing about this track is it's surrounded by water, so you can see water all the way around here. Toilet sheds down there, and if you spin the camera around, you can see the track's just down here, and all the seating, you kind of sit on top of it. So there's not really a bad view in this place. It's all pretty cool and well set out. We continued to stroll around, taking more of the nature over the back fence and passing the results board. And hey, this bloke here seems like a decent guy, plenty of green flags. And then the water truck tried to sneak its way into the next heat of the quarter midgets. But even without that racing, more carnage followed. It wasn't just one rollover, but a second car did its best cartwheel impression. I couldn't believe it, and neither could this guy. It was a first for me seeing surfers from the track, and soon enough we had someone fishing behind the front straight. Unfortunately, I didn't catch it on camera, but I can confirm he reeled in some big looking fish. Back on track, the production saloons were putting in the laps. And oh, g'day mate, how you been? And it just wouldn't be a day at the track without getting up close and dusty, so we took in the next stock car heat right from the fence. And when it was all said and done, 224C took the flag, his first of 2 wins that day. The Speedway karts came out for their feature race, and one driver somehow managed to finish without noticing their bumper was dragging behind them. Not something you see every day, much to the bemusement of the water truck driver. But hey, at least they didn't need the trailer lift back to the pits. Before we knew it, the stock cars were rolling back out for the final race of the afternoon. As these two pushed Speedway's version of a scrum machine, I was still clearly entertained by the water being this close to the track, but how cool is it to watch lapping waves while cars scream around the circuit? And just like that, the racing was done for the day. The wounded made their way back to the pits while other cars were pushed onto the trailer for the trip home. It was all a bit bizarre being at a speedway event where the racing was done and the sun was still shining. But as you can see, this place doesn't have lights, and the day racing makes it easy for drivers to get to and from in a day. Just like that, we're following the ice cream man out of the track and off home. I mentioned there wasn't a bad seat in the place, well this guy even copped a view from outside. Don't forget to subscribe to Dirt Diaries and I'll see you in the next one. Or if you haven't seen, check out the last video when we went to the New Zealand street stock title in Nelson and it was a dusty mess.